Oh no, Drake just dissed Kendrick Lamar again. Now before I start this video, I gotta give a special shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop and all the hip hop YouTube community, all the content creators in the space. We've been rocking and rolling, kicking ass and taking names. I just gotta shout them out. The next gen's coming up. But we have some real... Drake just can't stay out of the beef.
This public meltdown that has been going on from Drake ever since the aftermath of the Kendrick beef has only been getting worse and worse with each passing moment that we're watching the dust settle and see how Drake is coping with the entire situation. And while embarrassing songs like Drake's "Hey There Delilah"
I knew it.
painstaking enough, for Drake, he isn't just trying to gain some sort of ground back in the rap game right now by releasing more music and trying to win over any sort of goodwill he can from people, but also in this very moment, Drake just came out and straight up dissed Kendrick Lamar again. But
now let's be fair and call a spade, because I think in hip-hop people get biased. Man, even though Drake put out some undeniable garbage, do you think people are going to be able to listen to Drake's music, at least his next song, without just and be unbiased? Do you think everybody's just gonna be so eager to make the memes and the moments of how garbage this is to say he fell off that they're gonna just skip the music? Or do you think he'll get a fair crack at it? But to be fair, also, Drake, you haven't given people anything but reasons to crucify you, my guy.
Musically this time, with an Instagram post which shows off Drake at what looks like his son Adonis.
That nigga dripping, I ain't gonna... Hey, he put that on the fuck on. Hey, when you got to... Yeah, he put that on. He out there like Farnsworth Bentley, nigga.
His soccer game, but beyond Drake just using these photos in an attempt to reverse the damage of the narratives that Kendrick tried to get across on his diss tracks, he also captioned the post, "Goats don't worry about one-trick ponies," and this is what has...
Oh my God, you know a nigga done seeped into your, like, medulla oblongata when you can't even do activities with your son without thinking about Kendrick Lamar. That is the most telling thing here that I think is being missed. The fact that he waits till he goes and does something with Adonis, and now he's like, oh no, do you want your Tony? Forget Kendrick, all that. Yo, you forget you was with your son? Because normally, the way normal people, I don't have kids, right? I'm an uncle, proud uncle, but I don't got no kids myself. Most niggas I know, though, who are with their kids, though, they're enjoying the moment that they're having with their kids, right? That was a weird thing to me. You gonna diss Kenny on the joint with Adonis?
Everyone talking right now, because considering everything going on, this is without a doubt a direct shot at Kendrick. And first off, the fact that this caption...
Why do we... And I don't even get that narrative. Because from don't kill my vibe, be humble... And I would never let a nigga say this about Drake either, but Kendrick for sure not. How is he a one-trick pony? I want to know from the Drake stance. This is an open forum for discussion. You might get bodied in the comments, but just don't be pussy. Say stand on your 10 toes. What are we saying? What? Why? What is the one trick Kendrick has? What even? I don't get that narrative that Drake's cooking up.
Is written better than any of the quotables on some of Drake's actual diss tracks like The Hard Part 6. His caption is written better than any of the quotables on some of Drake's actual diss tracks like The Hard Part 6.
We plotted for a week and then sent you the information.
It's absolutely hilarious, and overall, just by playing the captioning game right now, it only makes Kendrick's disses once again look stronger and stronger, as they are only being further validated as we sit with them longer and just watch Drake spiral out of control.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga. We know who the Fantastic Hip Hop, whose side he's on, but I don't know. Standom is different than fandom. Most people in my comments, most of my regulars, my comments and my subscribers, with the exception of a few, aren't stans. They're just fans, right? And they just like this guy. And I think me more than a lot of people, because of how diverse the content I do is. Niggas just be real. Niggas just be music lovers. Over here, a nigga might, if Drake would have won that battle, I promise you I would have had one of the few chats that would have said, yeah, I think Drake won. Or when Kendrick won, niggas said, because there's a stan is when you want to drink a cup of a man's ball sweat. That's what a stan is. A fan is just a nigga who really enjoys something that the guy's creating. Just, if I fuck with you, I fuck with your art. There's nothing wrong with being a fan. The goal of being an entertainer is to amass fans. Standom is something, even I think like, you know, the internet, we've spun the word stan, but that's not a good thing. If you listen to the song Stan, nigga, he was not saying that in a complimentary way. You see niggas like, I'm an Eminem stan. It's like, bro, that make me feel like you ain't really even listened to his discography for real. It make me sound like you just dick riding.
Do everything that he said.
Keep it 100.
When we look at Drake's first full-on attempt since the Hard Part 6 at trying to poke Kendrick Lamar and see what the asterisks he's trying to throw on this L now to make it look better is. It all really just gets more telling of the absolute state of delusion that Drake is stuck with.
And we can't forget about that Juneteenth concert.
We have to give him some credit, because where Drake's attempts at saving his name and image with his two most recent features he has done have only backfired. What he's doing here is at least...
Hey, and also, what do you think was the plan there with the Hey There Delilah? Was it he knew that because this is what I think, and he was gonna get hate regardless, so he said, let me put out a song that was gonna get hate. But my thing was, nobody necessarily hated on Drake's verse on Sexy Red song. You don't hear too many people saying that the song was, that his part was terrible. It was that the song was garbage. It was that Sexy Red is a terrible musician. I see niggas trying to, I know she's popular right now. Reactors, let me talk to y'all. Cause I just gave a shout out to the culture, to the community. Now let me, you know what I do. Let me keep it real for y'all. I know she's very popular right now. But don't be forming your musical opinions based off of popularity, because popularity a lot of times is controlled by these machines, right? And all we have is our integrity and our voice. So, nigga, saying shit like Sexy Red is like dope, is dope, that's gonna age nasty. Unless you really rock with Sexy. Because like there's certain people you might not think. I love Chief Keef. I think he's one of the dopest. I love G Herbo. I think he's super dope. But Sexy Red, y'all. I see niggas talking about I fuck with Sexy, boy. Stop.
Accomplishing something for him, I guess, because it has sparked a discussion around Drake and Kendrick that is making people question Lamar in some shape, and that's also helping Drake fans cope and imagine that in actuality he is the winner of this feud. And this is because in the post, Drake is still standing on the fact that he is above Kendrick by first off calling himself a GOAT, but much more substantially, Drake says that goats don't worry about one-trick ponies, and again, somehow, Drake's caption has better writing than whatever the absolute messes of everything he has given us since Family Matters has been, because this has a double meaning, as Drake isn't just saying this phrase to describe Kendrick, but he's referring to a classic film, which, interesting enough, just as he referenced the Whitney Houston movie Bodyguard in Push-Ups with a bar that he sure does regret, and ended up becoming the basis for how personal Kendrick Lamar took everything, as he flat out stated on Meet the Grams.
I'm a hungry individual.
I also will say, Canada! Bro, Drake should have never dissed his wife. That was some cornball shit.
Is referring to
that whole throwing niggas' families into it for the beef. That is just some cornball shit.
The 1980 film One Trick Pony, and if you didn't think that this was
intentional,
niggas are weird
nowadays.
Between the fact that this film,
we come from an era. I feel like I come from that era of niggas who do shit like that, who play them internet games, and I also was raised by people in that don't play those kind of games. I have had situations where niggas have said things about me or my family on the internet, and then they would have to deal with the repercussions for that in real life. Just like vice versa. Anything I've ever said about a nigga because before I did YouTube, everybody I'm talking to or interacting with, I know at some level, right? If I say fuck a nigga, that means if I go downtown, I'm gonna see that dude. Nigga, if I go to the spot to lay my feet up, put some work in there right quick, I might see that dude. I might see, nigga, the circles ain't that. So niggas had to stand on what they say. Nowadays, niggas don't gotta stand on that. Drake ain't really running into Kendrick.
Stars another musician in Paul Simon, which between Drake name-dropping two films starring very popular artists from decades past, definitely is some sort of trend or just thread he's trying to weave and keep up, but more eye-opening, and what confirms that Drake is just trying to re-aggravate Kendrick in some shape or form here. The actual film One Trick Pony follows a story that, in Drake's mind, aligns with everything he has been trying to paint across about Kendrick throughout his diss tracks, as just reading what the synopsis of this film is.
Never mind that it was a bar. That was a bar then. It's a double on. Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar.
We can see exactly what Drake was doing with this caption, as it says, Jonah is an aging rock star trying to put together a new album in the face of an indifferent record label and a talentless producer. At the same time, he is struggling to save his marriage, and I won't lie, this is clever on Drake's end, but at the same time, I think this is showing us that while it may seem like Drake may be trying to start a round...
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Why you ain't do that on the fucking song, Drake? Nigga, why'd you use that? Why'd them trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers? Nigga, why you do that on the caption? You was supposed to put that in the record, nigga. I would've been breaking down that bar for 3 weeks. I would've gone. My reaction to that shit would've went from like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30, whatever I did, to an hour plus. Nigga, you putting bars in there like that?
2 with Kendrick by once again dissing him to his millions of
So you're dropping Hey There Delilah, and you're dropping on Spotify and your DSPs and shit, and you're dropping this, for instance. That lets you know bro must really think he a bad bitch. That's what, remember what Kendrick said?
followers. I think what we will find out soon, and what's actually going on, is that Drake is now implementing a new strategy to save his career that isn't actually trying to put him within a musical duel with Kendrick again, as we all know how bad that went. But it's trying to get ahead of the even further damage control that is going to need to be done when Kendrick Lamar's Pop Out and Friends concert goes down in LA very soon, and when the rollout for his teased and highly anticipated album begins, because Drake knows at this point, any success can...
That Pop Out and Friends, me and Screw gonna be there. You know I got that vlog going. Go join my Patreon. I don't know where I'm gonna drop the vlog at, but go join the Patreon. Probably there. At least there early. That's gonna be such a moment. That's gonna be like Summer Jam for Jay. I'm so excited for that moment in hip hop. And if I was to just put on my tinfoil hat and do a little speculation, I'm assuming that maybe that's where we will hear the announcement of when the album is, if there is an album, if it's an EP, whatever it is. I feel like we'll at least get maybe a date, something. That is gonna be a concert where no matter how many bottles of Hennessy I drink, make sure it's plural, nigga, I'm focused, I'm locked in, I'm putting these hoes on, and I'm really on some cool shit of mine. I think, Drake, what you need to do is probably don't poke the bear too much for the betterment of everybody, Drake. Not me, actually. I will make a lot more if you do poke the bear and you guys beef and diss. But just honestly, for your career, I'm not biased. Nigga, stop this. Stop this instantly. Don't start another beef unless you're ready to rap. Maybe Drake got a whole nother 5. Remember Kendrick said he had 5. Maybe Drake got 5 in the tuck too. You never know, because niggas underestimate Drake. You don't make it to that level of success without talent, bro.
Kendrick Lamar sees, whether the music is about him or not, is only going to hurt his reputation, as we will see Kendrick get more and more praise. And
I will say, no matter what Kendrick drops, we're going to take it like a Drake diss. Even if it's not, it's a Drake diss.
That his claims about there being no big 3 become perceived as facts by more and more people when it comes to MCs that offer the complete artistic package just beyond the optics of hype, streams, and sales. Drake has at least realized that he's going to have to get a lot more tactical to walk out of what is pretty much going to be wave 2 of negativity towards him in any sort of position of strength. And he is doing this now by beginning to weave together a narrative around Kendrick, which is trying to diminish his success and legitimacy as an artist, as he is painting him out to be a lost individual whose career is no longer in the state of success that it once was, and now he is on the search to regain any sort of relevance as his personal life falls apart. And while Drake trying to push...
If that is a strong narrative, and I think that should be looked at too. I'm not a drama channel, I'm not a gossip channel, none of that. Not the only reason, but the main reason we're reacting to this that isn't music is because the cultural significance and importance of what is going on here. It's everything that means this. I believe when the documentary, it's like, remember those I Love the 90s? I believe I Love the 2020s, niggas gonna be talking about this. Ain't no way you don't. I don't know how I feel about that, like Kendrick, because if you do listen to Mr. Morale, there is a lot of like inner turmoil that he's going through, a lot of pain Kendrick's going through. Man, this guy grew up in Compton. He's probably seen some shit, probably been through some shit. Definitely have. Have you ever walked a nigga down? Well, I have. Okay. But Drake fights below the belt. But Drake an internet nigga. Let's be real. Internet niggas don't have those boundaries. Because remember what I established earlier. For maybe me and some of y'all, I hope a lot of y'all, I hope majority of y'all, you formed your moralities outside the internet. The internet didn't form your morality for you. You decided who you were as a human being, then you made an app, right? Or you got on an app, sorry. Drake moved like an internet nigga. That's a person who you can't play these kind of games. You can't play these kind of games. The family, the life falling apart.
And now he is on the search to regain any sort of relevance as his personal life falls apart.
God, man, nigga. You better hope his life is going well, Drake. Because if Kendrick gets into music, I think every rapper, nigga, it's time's up for certain people. I wouldn't say Drake. Drake will be just fine, but certain niggas, y'all gone. You see, Big Sean just disappeared after Kendrick came back.
And while Drake tries to push across this narrative to his fans that are willing to believe just about anything he says, that Kendrick is a one-trick pony because he can only gain relevance from mentioning Drake's name and that his music is also one-dimensional. Just like a lot of the things Drake had.
You think... Wait, we're calling Kendrick Lamar... Hey, hold on. You're saying Kendrick Lamar is more one-dimensional than Drake? Tootsie slide. Can I just get in my comments right now? Who do you think has more dimensions of as an artist? I want everybody, just... Drake or Kendrick? Who has more dimensions as an artist? Just say Drake or Kendrick.
Is done. When you really consider...
Because I will say that you can add like the singing and all those things. There's another dimension and another layer to his music. I'm not taking that, but Kendrick doesn't get to me so cookie cutter surface level right there, right foot up, left foot slide, as Drake has numerous amounts of times.
Claims are stating and see how they hold up to Kendrick. Anybody will see that from the 5 tracks Kendrick released throughout this feud alone, there's never been this amount of artistic...
But that nigga be dressing like an auntie for show.
Range being shown up once is from a Metro Boomin club banger to a gritty Alchemist beat to a DJ Mustard loop that channels everything his greatness and the West Coast stands for. Kendrick showed that he really is the ultimate MC, as he can plug his abilities into every corner of the rap world and beyond this. While this has started a debate already where Drake stans are arguing that because Drake can sing and hop onto so many different waves of music, he is more versatile, I think it is important to remember that versatility isn't just about how many different styles of music you can dip your feet into, but that it's also about the range of music you can operate in at a high level. And when you compare this, and you see how Drake gets criticized...
See, now we're doing some dick riding. Kendrick doesn't have a bigger range of music he's operated at a high level at. From dance hall to the... I guess Kendrick do got the joint with Taylor Swift, but Drake's got them shits too. I think that's Drake's... That's what Drake's got joints with Bad Bunny. That's sort of he's like a fucking chameleon. That's sort of what he does. That's almost crazy to me that's where you would have to give Drake. Who's the better, like, pen, bars, lyricist? Without a shadow of a doubt, Kendrick. But, like, yeah, that is a metric. You can't... If we're talking about a sports, right? Like, a one-dimensional scorer is going to be like a person who just shoots threes or just goes into the paint, post and scores. But I think it's like a 3-level scorer, right? You have the mid-range, you have the inside, you have the 3-ball. It is that. I ain't gonna lie. I know even me saying that, there's gonna be a lot of Kendrick stands that click, what, niggas, I'm out. And I get why niggas get to do it. But come on. Drake got up. Can we not hate?
Criticized for riding trends and copying musical styles with no creativity whatsoever. And see how Kendrick is able to bend himself and his abilities into songs as popular as Travis Scott's Goosebumps, but also as gritty and abstract as Danny Brown's Really Dough off the experimental hip-hop masterpiece Atrocity Exhibition. Don't get me wrong, Drake's versatility is incredible for what it is, but it is easy to lose sight of how shallow it gets beyond just hopping on a trend or dipping his toes into something, as opposed to Kendrick, who can go all in on anything and be his best self from decade-defining hits.
I will say Kendrick doesn't have, like, the highs and lows. It's one of those things that made me not put Eminem so high on my greatest tiers list because his lows are really low. The songs I don't like where I am. I just streamed Encore. Go join the Patreon. It's on there. There's lows. There's terrible lows. Now there's When I'm Gone and Toy Soldier and Mockingbird in there, but nigga, there's a lot of ass on that album. Kenny don't go that low. Drake does. I wouldn't say undeniable garbage, but he has some, like that song he has with J Hus. Oh yeah, he does. That song he has with J Hus is flaming hot shit. Like it's like oh my god, that song sucks.
To the most intense of deep cuts. So to bring this full circle and see how while Drake is trying to prepare for the sea of attacks that are going to come right back at him as Kendrick Lamar kicks into gear what is up next for his rap career. Despite the tactics of this move being smart, as he is trying to create a safety net for him and begin to redirect how people perceive Kendrick's victory and his abilities as an MC. And as a result, is trying to plant a seed that will end up making Kendrick Lamar's upcoming album look desperate and that it needed Drake to succeed. Outside of his fan base, who has shown that they will twist anything out there to cope with the reality.
So, do y'all think Kendrick would have flopped without this beef? Like, I don't think J. Cole would have flopped without this beef. If anything, I think Cole's numbers might be lower because of this beef. What do y'all think? What do you think? How do you think this impacts J. Cole? Do you think that because that nigga didn't win in nobody's heart? I feel like Drake won in the Drake fans, the delusional ones. Kendrick won in the Kendrick fans in the majority and like the people, and J. Cole just lost to everybody. Even the Cole fans looking at that nigga like grippy.
Of what has been an all-time low year for Drake. Is any of this enough to really sway the public opinion about Drake right now and make people discredit Kendrick Lamar? Because while Drake has been trying to build this narrative already that Kendrick is so desperate and hungry for attention, and then he's using this beef for promotion, people have already rejected this idea, and as Drake continues to stay outside, and at the end of the day, beyond the layers of this social media post, which is already pathetic to just do all of this when considering this is a rap beef and people want to see everything said in the microphone.
Yes.
At the end of the day, all of this is only making him look worse as it's proving everything Kendrick said to be true. What does this man not understand? So all in all, if you are Drake, please go into hiding for a while, let this pass, and try to come back stronger, because with these clownish antics that are showing him to be not over this beef one bit, and that are still trying to change a score that has already been written in the books, he's only going to destroy every single thing that he stands for. So let me know, what do you think about the newest moment and what I'm going to call the never-ending downfall of Drake? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see what Drake's worst song is, and how it did one-of-a-kind damage to his career while also seeing other rappers who stained their own careers forever by releasing songs that embarrassed.
That's his closeout. That was a certified vibe check. Shout out to Hip Hop Fantastic or Fanatic. Fantastic Hip Hop. Here comes another reaction by me here. Ping music video by me right there. Pal, click on it. Show me some love. You watch this video this long. You didn't hit that thumbs up button. You're a hoe. So stop being a hoe. Hit the thumbs up button. KBD family. Love y'all. Salute. I'm out of there.